Hello everyone, this is Ms. Chima, the secondary school counsellor at St. Mark's School, and today I'd like to take a few minutes to talk to you about empathy. Empathy is a word that we are all familiar with, and it's a thought style, a behavior pattern that we know leads to happiness, to peace, to even success in our lives. It leads to being able to form connections that are meaningful. And empathy is something that we've all been told that we need to cultivate and nourish, not only in ourselves, but also in our children, in order for them to lead happier lives as well. Now, a couple of things about empathy. Empathy and sympathy get mixed up often, and the two are actually quite different. So whereas sympathy is to feel for another person, to make them know that they have support, empathy is actually about literally walking in the other person's shoes, which means understanding what they're feeling and going through to such an extent that you're able to actually feel it yourself. Now, how do we cultivate empathy? Some very simple points to be able to cultivate empathy within our children. One, of course, the most important point is to model the behavior. What that means is to be conscious of the way we behave as parents, and especially in front of our children, to be able to regulate ourselves, to show them that even in times or events of anger, hurt, or disappointment, we're still able to be open and flexible and try and understand the other person's point of view. So it really means about regulating ourselves to begin with and modeling empathetic behavior, understanding behavior, sensitive behavior to other people. Another way we can help our children, of course, is to be able to discuss events, discuss emotions, discuss their feelings and behaviors, and our own feelings and behaviors with our children. Help them to name and identify their emotions to begin with the younger children. And of course, with the older ones, where it could be a little bit more challenging to get them to talk about their feelings. It's really about providing them with a safe space in which they know that they won't be judged if they share their feelings and emotions with you. It's about being able to discuss it in an open environment or atmosphere so that they're not being scolded in any way. They're able to freely express themselves. And discussing emotions, discussing feelings, discussing behaviors really allows them to see the other point of view, another perspective as well. And that's a very big part of learning how to be empathetic. Third way of sort of cultivating it and trying to teach it to our children is to provide them with opportunities where they're able to be part of larger communities. So communities of interests, clubs where you have more diversity, allow them to mix with people and learn about different cultures. It could be through food, it could be through programs online, it could be through even meeting different people in different places. I mean, we live in Dubai, which is such a huge mixing pot of different cultures, and we're lucky enough to be able to have that opportunity and be able to provide that to our children as well. So it's really about allowing them to learn about these different cultures, explore these different cultures, ask questions as well. One of the other things that I always say is, it's always good to encourage our children to be able to contribute towards the home in some way or the other. Let them take a little bit of responsibility and know that they're contributing and they're helping out. It could be something as small as setting a table, or it could be something as important as well as keeping the elderly company. If you've got elderly people in the house, it could be about spending time with their siblings. It's really important that they feel that they are contributing and that they're helping. And that actually, again, cultivates that feeling of empathy, that being able to be empathetic as well. And then finally, of course, positive reinforcement is really important in encouraging any good behavior, a healthy behavior in our children. And that's really about making sure that we notice when they're being empathetic, that we notice when they're being open or flexible or trying to understand someone else, and we help them along the way and we praise them for it. Now, rewarding for empathetic behavior is not a good idea, because they should not associate getting something for being empathetic or for being kind. Instead, praise is always a good thing, acknowledging that oh, this is a difficult situation, I understand, but yet look how you behaved with kindness, that's amazing. So it's about really reminding them that doing good is feeling good. If you have any questions or if you'd like to discuss this topic with me further, you can always contact me at Sun Mark School.